Hello. Welcome everyone to OW2con'26. Thank you for being here. So first, I would like to thank warmly our sponsors because they make it possible. If they were not here, there would be no conference at all. So here they are, and some of them also have a stand on the other part of the conference. So feel free to meet them and to chat with them. It's a networking event, so they will be happy to welcome you. Concerning this year's main theme, it is open source and open models to drive European sovereignty. So I think it's really the buzzword of the year, sovereignty. And it also brings us and all the open source community a huge momentum that I hope most of us can benefit to bring their project further. So let's try to take this occasion together to make open source as great as it deserves. But it's not only that, as you know, probably for those who already attended previous editions of OW2con, there are lots of subjects here, technical subjects, of course, about our projects and beyond, other funding related, open science related, economy related problems on I mean, there are people from different points of view here with different kinds of skills. So that's also the networking we try to institute, to set up. I mean, we try to break silos and make people talk together. So it's the occasion here because many different kinds of people are in the room. So concerning that, first of all, we have some great keynote this year. I mean, I'm always, I mean, I'm always grateful to these great people who, I mean, we don't pay them. We just propose them to join as keynote speakers. And they come from abroad, from Germany, sometimes from the US and so on. So that's, I would like to thank them for that as well. So it's a mix this year, the keynote, of low technology items which are very important. For example, Valérie Aurora will talk about LoRa networking and mesh networking to set up a kind of alternate internet in case of crisis, for example, very cheap technology with also a community around. So that's very interesting. Martin Auer, that I will introduce just after me, this morning at least, he builds MRI scanners, so for health, MRI scanners to scan your body, open source MRI scanners, and they can. It's possible to build a MRI scanner for not much more than $20,000, I think, so it's very cheap, and it works. We also have some more technology and infrastructure-oriented talks. So the next speaker will be Jean-Louis Leroux from Orange International Networks. So what they do is infrastructure. I mean, they deploy submarine cables and that kind of stuff. So it's very heavy industry. And also we will have Emil Brock from SUSE, who joins to talk about cloud cloud strategy and so on. So that's also important on the infrastructure side. And I will not forget Matthias Kirchner. Probably many of you already have heard of him or know him. He's the president of Free Software Foundation Europe. He's also the author of Ada and Zangman. For me, it's a very well-known story for children and beyond about free software and this movement. And he's really focused on children, on education, on how to educate children to the concepts behind free software and open source. So that's his topic currently. FSFE works a lot on that. So it's very interesting as well. We have many German representatives today. My question was Germany rhymes with sovereignty, but I think the answer is yes. Germany has done a lot for FOSS for a few years already, for a long time, I should say. There are, of course, recent annonces like their cloud strategy, their cloud certification law to escape more or less as much as they can extraterritorial laws. So they went further than us on that point. I mean, it's very restrictive. You can't just take American technology and deploy it and paint it with a European flag. It's not possible with that. So this is fine. They also decided to make open document mandatory as a document format for the administration. So it's also an important signal because this means interoperability from the data, and that's great in terms of a political signal. They also have a long-term engagement with their agencies like Zendis, the Sovereign Tech Fund, the Open Desk projects, and so on. And recently, there is also a very active, one of their lands, Schleswig-Holstein, is very, very proactive on open source. And they have a counselor who goes to open source event. I heard him, the counselor of their government, like the prime minister or something like that. I mean, I heard him in Brussels saying that it was time to stop exporting public money to import dependency. So they are, they are really focused on that topic. Some other related sovereignty-related news at OW2. Maybe you heard of that, but we have the Comité stratégique de filière in France, which is the industrial joint venture of digital companies and digital actors in France. So it's what we call a filière. It's the global industry of digital technology. So it's not just open source. It goes beyond. There are many service providers and also proprietary software developers in that group. So they wanted OW2 to host an interoperability initiative focused on digital workplaces, cloud and cybersecurity mostly, which is called Open Interop. So it has been officially announced by CSF, and Julia Mouzon, who represents CSF, will come tomorrow to tell us more about that. She has a talk tomorrow afternoon. We also had BPCE, who joined OW2. So maybe if Florian Caringi is somewhere in the room, I will give him the floor for a few minutes very quickly. Then there is also, Florian will tell us you more about that. And there are many other good news as well. I didn't see Samuel Paccoud around. Is here or not? I don't know. He's arrived. If he's in the room, I can invite him on the floor as well. It was not scheduled, but we have some news, yes. On the news, it's very recent. It's just breaking news. You heard of La Suite, of course, many of you, the digital workplace from DINUM in France, from the Digital Directorate, the official one in France. So La Suite Numérique is officially starting right now, or maybe in 2 minutes, on OW2 initiative, and it is led by him. You already know Samuel, probably, many of you. So I don't know who wants to take the mic first. Is it you, Florian, or is it Samuel? You are the president of OW2, so I give you the floor.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Pierre. And yeah, you are very happy from BPCE to join like corporate member OW2 for this year. And because we are at the same time French bank, but we have an European ambition, and so join an European open source foundation is very important on your side with an open governance approach. And we believe, I try to believe in the ecosystem of open source for the sovereignty. So it's example of OW2con this year and all the year already, and OW2 like a foundation. And so, yes, maybe a LinkedIn post, like a breaking news this morning about La Suite and your volunteer to stay La Suite like a numeric commons, an European numeric commons, yes, and maybe thanks and help with OW2 to do. So Samuel, if you want to add some words about that.
Yeah, thank you. I would like to clarify one point first, which is that it's not La Suite starting this community and this foundation. It's me personally. So I was at the French Free Software Days in Lyon this weekend, and the energy around La Suite is always bigger, is always larger. It involves companies, individuals. It involves the public sector, several ministries, and obviously there is a need to have something to really materialize this common. And so this is not an initiative from DINUM at the moment. I'm still the leading La Suite in DINUM, and I still have this responsibility to lead the team and the product. But as an individual, I'm starting this association, trying to gather everybody that is already contributing and who is already doing things with La Suite. So because we need a governance, a shared governance. We've been talking about it for several months now, and I thought the time has come to do it. So let's see how it goes, who's interested, and what's La Suite.
Thank you very much, Samuel. So what else? Did I forget something? Oh, yes, don't miss our breakout sessions. They are very interesting ones. It depends on your main topics of interest, but there is still one session about compliance on the CRA. One about governance with the OSPO Alliance. We thank the OSPO Alliance for being there as well. There is an open science on the academic session about open source in education on research led by the Apereo Foundation. So Patrick Masson, the CEO of Apereo, is there somewhere. I did not meet him yet, but he will be there to host his session. So if you are interested in that, and also to meet the Apereo community, it's the occasion. And also we have a session about NGI, which is no ending. I don't know if you heard of NGI, Next Generation Internet. It is funding, it is cascade funding with European funds behind. So it's horizon funding for small projects, open source projects, community projects at large. So it has funded a lot of very important technology topics on projects like WireGuard, Tor, like Digital Commons, I mean Open Food Facts, OpenStreetMap, and so on. So there it continues. It has another kind. It's not so different. In fact, there is a new funding that starts today. So NGI should have ended yesterday, I think. And the new funding called the Open Internet Stack is starting right now. So it's still NLNet who is managing that. And this session is also about, we do that with Appel. It's about business, I mean, after the NGI funding, how do you grow your business? So it's about business development. So that's all, because it's not my conference, it's yours, and I'm already late, but it was for good reason. We had something to announce. So thank you again to our sponsors. Thanks to all, and have a nice day. Enjoy.